Hello everyone, Samradh the storyteller here. So I thought, why should I always read moral stories? Why should I not read a Avengers story? So here it is, Spider-Man, one of my favorite Avengers. So we are going to read it, and we are going to read the first part. And the name of the first part is In the Grip of the Sandman. I hope everyone had watched this movie, Sandman. So let's start. The sound of police sirens caught Spider-Man's attention. Living in the New York City, you heard sirens all the time. But until Peter Parker had become Spider-Man, he barely even noticed then. Now he always noticed, because each siren could mean that was the time of Spider-Man to come to someone's rescue. Spider-Man saw several police cars rushing down the street. Then he saw a man running across a rooftop. I'll bet he's the one the police is after, Spider-Man thought. Well, maybe the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man should pay him a little visit. Spider-Man swung down and landed in front of the man. Hi there, said. I'm here. Hey, I recognize you. You're the Sandman, the man said with a growl. And yeah, the police are chasing me in 9 different states. Now get out of my way. No, can do, Spider-Man said. You are what we people in the superhero business call a bad guy. Also, you are big and everything, but it's highly unlikely you could. Huh? Spider-Man threw a punch and his entire arm passed through the Sandman's chest. And that's how I got my name. The Sandman laughed. But it's not always the way. See? The Sandman hit Spider-Man so hard, the web slinger fell off to the roof. Spider-Man shot a web and swung back to the rooftop. Then he realized his mask was ripped. Great, he thought. I can't chase the Sandman like this. Everyone will see my face. I have to keep my identity a secret. Later, at home, Peter prepared his mask. The life of a superhero, he grumbled. Instead of chasing villains, I am practicing my needlework. Very funny. Meanwhile, across town, the Sandman was also keeping busy, but in a much less legal way. They think these banks are so tough to break into, he said himself. But if air can get in, so sand can't. Because he's Sandman, so he can go anywhere if air can get in. If air can get in into you, he can go into you, so be aware. But turning his body into tiny grains of sand, he slipped through the tiniest cracks and into the vault. While he railed the vault, the Sandman remembered how he had gotten his power. Once upon a time, he had just been a pretty criminal named Flint Marko. One night, he managed to escape from prison, but in his rush to get away, he didn't notice that he was going right into a dangerous area where scientific tests were being performed. He walked right into the middle of one test after being caught in an explosion. He was surprised to be alive. He was even more surprised he could turn his body into sand and back again. That should do it, Peter said, putting his last stitch in his mask. Just then, he heard a news bulletin. Attention! The Sandman has been seen at the First National Bank of New York. And at the right time of it, Spider-Man said, bullets may not hurt me, and regular jail cells may not able to hold me, the Sandman said to himself. But I still get tired. The Sandman saw a school close by. Perfect, he said, pushing his way in. I always used to get plenty of sleep in school. Spider-Man was hot on Sandman's train and saw him entire Midtown High School. Everything is going to depend on speed and timing, Spider-Man thought. My only chance is to catch him by surprise. Miss me, Spider-Man said, putting everything he had into one giant uppercut. It wasn't enough. Hey, that was pretty good, the Sandman said, rubbing his jaw. This really is just like being back at school, except that I didn't used to be able to do this. Turning your fists into sledgehammers, Spider-Man said as he jumped out of the way. That's pretty handy. All right, that was terrible. Even by my standards, Spider-Man admitted. Spidey looked around. His strength was enough and no web could hold sand. Was there something in the school he could use? Ah, he thought, pointing a janitor. Spider-Man suddenly dropped to the floor and swept to Sandman's leg and cut underneath him. What can I say? He asked. I get a kick of bad jokes. Spider-Man leaped over the fallen Sandman and shot a web at Janitor's vacuum. Let's just make a clean sweep of it, shall we? He said, flipping the switch. Hey, no, the Sandman screamed as he sucked into the machine. And with that, Spider-Man said, turning off the vacuum, I give this school a clean bill of health. That was amazing, the captain of the football team yelled. You're amazing, the school head's children purred. Please, Spider-Man said. Nothing any, well, totally amazing Spider-Man couldn't have done. Man, Peter Parker's going to be sorry he missed this, one of the kids said. You kidding? Another student replied. If he'd been here, he would just been terrified. Spider-Man shook his head. No one could see, but beneath the mask, Peter Parker was smiling. So that's it, friends. End of the story. And we will be continuing the next part of the story in the next video. Till then, goodbye.